Okay. Kind of getting situated here.
Maybe. Hit record, then test out the mic.
All right. You know, oh shit. Hold up. I like to get rid of all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because we are the people. There we go. We are the people. All right. Here we are. This is, you're going to have to excuse me. I didn't prepare for this episode.
Cale, what episodes did you prepare for?
Well, the first one, which is the 0.9, I did a little prep.
This is the one that doesn't count.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Good.
Welcome to this is the Electric Batcast. This is our podcast hosted by the people that own and run Electric Bat Arcade.
That's me,
and
Rachel.
That's you in Tempe, Arizona.
And Flagstaff.
Yeah, thank you for joining me. I'm Cale. This is Rachel. Let's get right into it.
Okay.
What an exciting time, huh?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a little water. I appreciate you getting me this water.
Yeah. It's good.
No filter?
You don't have a filter.
Yeah. So, we got some sponsors.
Yes.
And and we have some interesting news from Game Room Goodies.
Yeah.
Game Room Goodies is sponsoring us. They sell pinball machines, accessories, jukeboxes, air hockey. What else do they have? Oh, the basketball games.
Basketball. If you want to put a hoop in or whatever it's called in your living room.
That thing's so cool. If we had the room, we would definitely have one of those because I know our players would love to play some basketball. They have all kind of great stuff. But they're and thank you so much for the sponsorship. They're running a special.
Yeah, I heard about this. This is a good deal.
Yep, and I have details on it right here.
So it's if you mention Electric Bat,
right,
and you're ordering a pinball machine, and you live in Arizona, you have to be local for this. This isn't a shipping deal.
Okay.
You get a discount. So you would get on pros, I believe you get $67.50. Is that right?
Yep.
And a premium, what do they charge you for a premium?
$92.50.
All right, those are the so you mention Electric Bat when you call Game Room Goodies, and you get some discounts. Now this is for like approximately now time, right? You can't be listening to this 10 years in the future,
Right?
And say I live in Arizona. Give me a pinball machine at half off or wherever we are.
Right. But you save a few $100.
Yeah.
So if you're in Arizona, if you want to order a pinball machine, call Aaron, Game Room Goodies, GameRoomGoodies.com, and mention you listen to the Batcast, and he's gonna knock some cash off. He's also probably gonna deliver it. You're gonna get to meet Aaron or some of his crew. The crew's great.
Yep.
Yeah, we hang out with those guys in the warehouse.
Come set it up at your house.
They're doing all kind of good stuff. Cool. I really appreciate them doing that for us. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And us, I mean, the community.
Yeah.
The Arizona pinball community. That's super cool. Also, Marco Specialties is a sponsor. Marco Specialties, everything pinball. If you need any kind of pinball parts, accessories. Also, you know something cool they do? And I thought about this today when somebody from Dixon Flannel called about fixing a machine. They wanted a tech, and we happen to know pretty much all the techs in Arizona, so we could send somebody his way. But if you live anywhere in the nation, call not Game Room Goodies. Well,
you could do that
you
too.
can do that too. But call Marco Specialties because they have a database of pinball techs, and you call their customer service and tell them you need a little help with the machine, and they can hook you up. If you are a tech, get on their database. Call up Marco Specialties and get on that thing, and they will hook it up. They're trying to keep all these games running.
We got to.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, we've got to do it.
Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Lit Pinball Bar. Today's their last day in the old location. I didn't want to scare you.
What a surprise.
Lit Pinball Bar. What a cool pinball bar. They always have some great machines there. We haven't met those guys, but we chat with them on social media all the time. What a great group. October 5th is the last day at the old location. They're moving to a cool new location. We need to go visit them.
Okay.
And Max, who is I believe is one of their techs.
Oh.
He's talking about coming down here.
Oh, come down, Max. We'd love to hang out.
Well, he's gonna play in a
we'll hand
tournament.
you some tools.
Yep. Yeah, we'll get him to work. And then Ty is gonna give him a tattoo.
You kidding me?
Yeah. No. They were chatting about it.
There were 2 new electric bat tattoos in the last week or 2.
Isn't that crazy? All these people getting
that's very
electric
it's
bat
neat.
tattoos.
They're great.
We love that. Thank you. This community is awesome. And they said if Max is going to play in a tournament, he's going to come play in like a Tuesday tournament. If he doesn't win, they said he can't come back. But this is our win because then we get another tech. Yeah, so Max is going to come work for us because our crew's going to fight hard. But Max is a really good player.
Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to
we'll
those
update
folks.
you.
Yeah.
You really put him on the spot.
That's all. So that's all I have. I guess
got to perform.
That's the episode.
Oh.
And no,
See you later.
I have more notes here on the phone on the old device.
Man,
I flip flop. I want to get like an iPad. So I have like a big thing.
But it's the same information.
It's bigger. It's like,
but is this 1 louder?
Yeah.
Why don't you just make the 10 louder?
You know what? I think it's your turn to lead the podcast because it's time for the earnings report.
Oh, earnings report.
Everybody loves the earnings report.
Okay, so
we're into a brand new month.
You can't look over here because I'm going to make you guess.
Oh, I can't read that.
Oh, yeah, it's small type.
Yep.
Okay.
Earnings. So this is Rachel, and she's going to do the earnings report. The earnings report is all about what's earning on the street, specifically the bat, but I think it works across the board.
Yeah, what's earning at the bat? What's your guess for number 1?
Okay, so Venom came halfway through.
Correct.
So that's not even. It could be. Okay.
I'm not going to give you any clues. You have to.
I am going to say that. Did anything else come in?
Yeah. But it just came in 2 days ago.
Yeah, that's not. We'll talk about that in a bit. I'm gonna say it's Godzilla.
You are correct.
Number 1.
Godzilla for almost every month ever since it came out is number 1. And it's, again, number 1 by a pretty good margin, by about 15% above number 2. What do you think number 2 is?
Stranger Things.
That is also correct.
Wow.
Stranger Things was the cash game of the month, so it had a little bit more play than it might normally.
And... You know what's funny about Stranger Things? We slept on Stranger Things for a while. When Stranger Things was released, the code wasn't really all there. The first time we played it was at the Project Pinball booth at Indisc. We paid $2 to play it.
And we each played 1 time.
Uh-oh. Hold up. We had a little...
Oh.
I think we're back on.
We're having some technical difficulties.
Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Actually, something landed on our lens there and kind of, but through the magic of post production, we're right back. Okay, so we were talking about Stranger Things.
Yes, we paid $2 to play it.
Paid $2 to play because for a good
Charity.
cause. For a good cause.
Happy to do it.
And they do. I don't know if they still do this, but it was a high score tournament. You pay $2, you get the high score, and they put your name on the whiteboard. And at the end, you win something like a T-shirt and some other cool stuff from Project Pinball. So we played it. We weren't into it. Well, a lot of folks weren't into it. There was some industry folks talking about how they could change the rules to make it a better game. And I'll be damned, Stern did it.
They made it a better game.
They made it a really good game. But we always heard about what a good earner it is. It is and was.
Right.
Because we didn't get it for a while. We just got it recently. But I remember when Gary Stern came to the arcade.
No Stranger Things?
He said, why don't you have Stranger
Where's
Things?
your Stranger Things?
Don't you know that's the top earner? And we
don't
were
you like money?
I don't know. Okay. Well, we finally did it, and wow.
Lo and behold.
This thing prints money.
It does. And it's what's interesting to me about that is that Stranger Things hasn't been in popular, like, did you see the most recent Stranger Things? No, nobody's really watching. I don't even know if it's still a show. It's not in the zeitgeist in general, but as a game, I think it is though.
I think we are the outliers where we don't watch it. I watched the first season and thought, man, it was amazing. It really takes you back.
Yeah, I loved season 1. I watched and loved season 2. I watched and enjoyed.
And then it was.
I think there were some more seasons. I didn't watch anything after that.
4 or 5 now. Anyway, yeah, good, fun show. All the kids are like adults now and having a good time and doing.
Even still, the people that we know that play that game every single day are not people that watch that show. I guarantee you that Dana from the bar has never seen an episode of Stranger Things,
and he loves it.
And he plays it.
He plays it more than anybody.
obsessively.
Right. Yeah, and the game is so popular, Stern decided to rerun it. They're rerunning the pros and the premiums, and we ordered a UV kit.
Yeah, we ordered a premium and a UV kit.
So the UV, man, that is a must. The UV kit looks so freaking cool. And we love the projector and all that stuff. The electric bat just happens to be dim enough to where the projector looks good.
It looks great in there. You can really, it pops.
But the rumor is, and I don't know, Stern hasn't said anything. Excuse me. The rumor is that there's going to be a better projector because, they were using 2017, 2018 technology back then.
Right. So it would make sense.
Be right, a little bit brighter. Either way, the thing is awesome.
The thing that I thought was a computer when I looked under the apron.
Yeah. When we were. We talked about when did we talk? We talked about that on like a pinball party podcast.
Did. It's a computer.
The first time we opened the hood of Stranger Things, and it is a premium, has a projector. Rachel's messing around, and she looks under the lock bar. The apron, and she's like, "Cale, you have to come see this. They put a computer under the apron." And I looked at it, and I was like, "That's the projector." But it does. It's just a steel, like unfinished metal box. So
it looks like an old, like solid state drive or like a little. Yeah.
That was good times.
Yeah.
So that's number 2. Stranger Things is number 2.
We have somebody else's Stranger Things premium in there now, and we're going to be swapping it out with our Stranger Things premium when it comes in about 6 weeks, I believe.
Wow.
Number 3, do you have a guess?
I am going to say Scooby-Doo.
Venom.
No kidding.
So Venom we put in about 2 weeks ago. Maybe less than that.
Let me get this straight. We've had Venom for 2 weeks, and it's already number 3?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And, of course, it's getting the new game bump. Everyone wants to come and play it. I don't think it's even been in there for 2 weeks. I think we put it in 10 days ago.
Man, what a cool game.
Yeah. So it's people are enjoying it. People are leveling up. We have several people who have unlocked everything.
Right.
You and I have unlocked what? What have you unlocked?
Nothing. I need to actually get to the arcade today and try it. I want to unlock, I like Wolverine.
I want to unlock just anything.
Okay. And I don't know if one character is better than the other. I'm sure they have different attributes, but I'm a big Wolverine fan. I want to.
Yeah, well, let's get at that. Your dad was in.
My dad was in Wolverine. He
was in that
movie.
Yeah.
He was the chauffeur. Oh no. When Logan was a chauffeur and he pulled up to a club, and I guess it's supposed to be Las Vegas. I don't know what it is. It was actually shot in New Orleans, and my dad was the door guy. So he it's like a bachelorette party. He opens the door for the girls and lets them into the club. And
that's cool.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of movie stuff back then. Like
it runs in the family. This sort
He's been in some other movies too. Oh yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yes, sirree, Bob. The theatrics. That's why I'm doing this program here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
Godzilla, Stranger Things, Venom. Number 4, Scooby-Doo. So you were close.
There's the Scooby-Doo.
Is that
still earning well, and
quite well. It's been working.
That unbelievable. You know what? I'm gonna give accolades when I see that they are due, and they're due.
DOO.
Look at that. Good job, Spooky.
Good job, us. We got the game working.
We did.
It was us fixing stuff, but people enjoy it. Yeah. And if on their next release they could maybe get past all of these technical problems, people enjoy these themes.
Yeah.
And if
the game just looks freaking cool.
It looks great.
They did a good job with the art and design.
And then number 5 again is Bond 60th.
Bond 60th.
Still people are loving.
Unbelievable.
And then last time we had a question about which games, these are the top earners by dollar. But we had some people that wanted to know, I think it was Gutterghoul, wanted to know which was
by plays.
By
right?
plays.
Yeah.
Still this.
It's the same.
Doesn't change. It changes down at the bottom. There's some flip-flopping, but none of the top earners are affected by that. So there's your top played games as well.
Thank you so much for the update.
You're welcome.
That was really good and informative. I even enjoyed it. I didn't know what they were.
A little bit behind the accounting scenes.
I like to stay blind. And then okay, moving right along.
All right, what's next?
You've been doing some research. You have talked to a couple of different companies.
Yeah.
Gotten some quotes.
Yeah.
You dug into the world of card swipe systems. Would you call them that? Because they're not all swipe anymore. They're just tap.
Tap, swipe.
Tap, swipe.
All.
So right now, this is a big part of the show here. This is like a big deal. We're going to get into the pros and cons of running an arcade or any location with a token machine, tokens and quarters,
straight quarter,
or just straight quarter, and then the pros and cons of using a card system, which is like something you would see at Dave and Buster's or amusement park or the mall, right?
Yeah, those places.
Yeah, so kick it off. You talked to some companies.
I talked to some companies.
You ran the numbers.
I ran a lot of numbers. Okay, so right off the bat, so what we use is a combination tokens.
I like how you did that right off the bat.
Oh,
you didn't mean to do that?
It's embedded.
Yeah,
that's the name of one of the swipe systems.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Embed, I think, is what it's called.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, we use tokens and quarters. We use mechs that will accept either a token or a quarter. And
okay, so if you purchase a Stern machine, it comes with mechs.
It comes with quarter mechs.
Quarter mechs.
So on every machine that we buy or put in the arcade, we swap out the mechs and the locks. And those mechs that take both quarters and a certain size token cost us about $35 per machine to do that.
For two mechs.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Done out the door. So for our arcade, it's about like $3,000 for the Tempe location. We'll just talk only about the Tempe location to make everything easier. For these card systems, to install the card systems and the kiosks, they actually both worked out to about $53,000.
Wow.
That's out-of-pocket cost.
And what does that include?
So that includes 2 kiosks, which is where you go and you get your card. You put the money on your card.
You run your credit card, or can you put cash in them?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's for those kiosks and for all of the swiping systems on the machines.
Okay.
And someone to do that labor.
Okay.
So that's your initial cost. You have
so I guess somebody needs to fly in, or if you're local, you could probably get game room goodies to.
Here's the thing: me and you, I'm sure, could do this.
We wouldn't. I don't know if we'd want to.
I don't. Yeah. It's a lot of work to go through every machine, and you do destroy your if you have an old game, old classic Bally's. It doesn't fit on the coin door as is. You have to drill some extra holes.
Okay.
There is some talk that you can maybe remove everything where the money normally goes in and put some washers and finagle that.
Oh, wow.
But what they recommend is that you drill through the door or replace your coin door. But as you know, those coin doors they're not all the same size.
Sure.
So you can't you don't just go to Target and get a coin door. Go to, that's
for sure. So with a modern game, let's say Stern, would the card reader go where the cash, the bill acceptor is?
I think there's different ways of doing it.
But you wouldn't have to destroy anything on the machine, or maybe, I don't know. I think
you do have to. You got to drill out some things and move some things around. Okay. I do know that people we know that have installed that do swap out the entire coin door.
Okay, to make it easier.
Okay,
but on a classic machine, this is where it's, I guess, sort of a thumbs down for some folks, because you're destroying a classic coin door. If you ever want to resell this machine, you're going to have to find a replacement. Right.
Or switch away from a swipe system because for whatever reason it didn't work out.
Okay.
So, $53,000. That's money.
Okay.
Compared to the $3,000.
Just so people get an idea, that's two kiosks and how many machines?
That's for about 80 machines.
Okay.
Approximately 80.
Now, do you have a price? Look, let's say somebody just has 20 machines. Do you have a price per machine for that card reader?
The actual reader itself is about $200.
And then
but
somebody.
Guess what? It's not just like a flat. There's tiers for all of those things. But if you were going to do it yourself, or let's say like we did do it and we put it on 80 machines, and then as time goes on, we obviously are acquiring more machines and we need to add more. That hardware is $200.
Okay. And all of this works on Wi-Fi?
It works on, it works on, but I think it's like a closed signal between the kiosk. It's not just like the arcade Wi-Fi. It's got its own, like an ATM does, has like a dedicated.
Sure. But now if your Wi-Fi goes down, do your card readers work or not work?
So I haven't gotten a very clear, I've heard two things. I've heard that yes, they do, and how could they?
Right.
I think maybe your kiosks are hardwired, and then the Wi-Fi between the kiosk and the games is what keeps that going.
Right, like an ad hoc network or something.
Which is what I would assume. So if your internet goes down, I don't see how it could work, right? Because this is all internet-based. Maybe it does. Maybe there's some kind of like, it holds it in a queue until like the end of the night, and it does like a batch. I don't. Okay. Now that's further into this.
Now we know two arcades locally that use these type of systems. I don't think they're the same type, but one of them, people have problems swiping their cards sometimes when the Wi-Fi is not going well.
Yeah. And
the other one works all the time. So I guess those are two different brands. I don't know. I guess you'd have to do your due diligence and find out what you're getting there. But let's get back to the nuts and bolts of this.
Okay.
So you're spending almost $60,000.
We're at a difference. Yeah, we're at a difference between the quarters and tokens route and the swipe system of about $50,000. We actually have some token machines that we got. We didn't buy them brand new, so if you had to include two brand new token machines, that would probably bring the price difference down to about $40,000. But they also send you all this like information about how much more money you're going to make.
Of course. They get real salesy.
Yeah, it's very salesy. Very, very salesy. About, I'm going to make 38% more money by using this card system. And part of that is, and they'll tell you on the phone, because you can adjust pricing. You know, whenever you go to those swipe places and it's like 7.2 credits to play a game.
Sure.
And you have no idea how much a credit is worth. And then also you can only buy them in increments of like 42. So that way, like, you always end up having less credits than what you can use on any game in the building.
Right. But when you have total control of something like this, the cool thing is that you can have happy hour pricing, right?
That's the one really strong benefit that I see with this, is that we could do something on, say, Wednesday nights or Wednesday, whatever a slow time is for you. We could make it less expensive.
Right. Also,
to
you can
people in.
Remotely load people's cards. Let's say you win a tournament, we're going to throw $20 worth of credits on your card. That's that's a cool thing.
Yeah. But here's something that I think about happy hour pricing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're lowering your pricing, once again, you're still having to pay that same amount in rent, in repairs, in parts, all of those things that cost us money on the back end. Like
you're hoping that brings more people in to recover that.
You're hoping
right?
that brings
That's
in more. Yeah, that's the idea.
That's how the math works.
But then at some point, you also get people that would normally come in whenever they feel like it, and then they decide, oh well, I'm just going to come in during half price time.
Wow, you've really thought about this.
This is what I do in my sleep is run numbers. Well, think about everybody does this.
It's kind of like the arcades that give away tokens on a certain day because it's their slow day, and then everybody's like, well, why go there any other time? Right. Let's go there when they're giving away tokens.
They're giving away tokens, and you have access to all of the games because nobody's there at that time.
Interesting.
So, and people will ask us a follow-up question as well. If you're going to spend, here's the $50,000 that you have to spend. We didn't even talk about the monthly fees. There's licensing fees on top of that.
Yeah.
So those range, it looks like for our location, it would be either $350 or $450 a month just to pay them for the privilege of using a swipe system. On top of that, there are also credit card fees. Right now, we're cash only. We're cash only.
With a token machine.
Right. But our token machines don't take card. If you need money, go to the ATM. So by the time you look at all of those fees that start adding up, it's a significant expense. And people will ask us, well, how much are you spending in tokens every year? Do you know how much money we spend on tokens every year?
I don't. I can guess.
Tell me what your guess is.
I'm going to say $15,000.
That's a very good guess. We are somewhere between $12,000 and $16,000 a year.
Okay.
But those are tokens. We don't give out tokens. So if you buy a token from the token machine, that token cost me about 16 cents to purchase.
Okay.
So we're not money.
So as soon as you sell them,
they're paid for.
They're paid for.
Yeah.
Right. But you want to get a lot of uses out of them.
Yes, you certainly do. Because if they take it, you want them to use it over and over again. That's what you would like.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. However, that money is not money that's lost, is my point.
Right.
So there we are between the tokens, the swipe cards.
Sure.
And then finally quarters. People are like, why don't you just go straight quarter? Why do you spend the $15,000 a year on bringing the tokens in? Well, if we had a token machine full of quarters and machines full of quarters, you sometimes get people with crowbars that see it makes you much more of a target. But then also your let's say you need to do laundry that weekend. Oh, well, I know. I'll go to the bat and put in a 20 and I'll play some games, but then I'll take $10 in quarters home. And then me and you are spending all of our time going to the bank, getting bags full of quarters to fill up a quarter machine.
And you're not selling quarters. You're giving, you're
just
changing. You're turning a piece of cloth into a hard
piece of
metal,
paper,
flat metal thing. Yeah.
Right.
But it's worth the same.
It's worth the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, on the card systems versus tokens and quarters, I would think a big advantage to the card system is maintenance.
Oh, that part seems dreamy. Yeah.
Right?
So the card system, you never you don't have to empty your buckets.
No coin jams.
No coin jams.
Right. There's no sorting quarters out of tokens. There's no.
And we spend a lot of time.
We spend a lot of time doing that. A lot of good quality time. We get to look at each other and make crack jokes. Yeah, it's great.
It's a good joke time.
Get a little drink, a little soda, right? Have a good time. Listen to some podcasts. Yeah. We like some old Art Bell. That's one of our favorites.
It's a good time, but it is time that you have to spend. And if you don't have the luxury of doing it with your favorite person, then it's time that you could be doing
Sure.
other things.
And we know we have a few friends around the country who actually have like full-time jobs, and they just operate machines in a single location. The card system works out for them because they don't have time to deal with coin jams, deal with token machines, and all that good stuff. One thing you might want to watch out for if you are thinking about going the card swiper out is read the fine print.
Yeah.
We have a friend who runs a very successful arcade, and a local bar asked him to put some machines in their location. He put just a handful of machines, and he's like, I don't have enough time to run this arcade and this second location. So he went the card swiper out. Mm-hmm. And he said he will never, ever do it again, simply because when all the dust settled and he had everything set up and he's looking at the bills, you're getting like this monthly bill from this company. And lots of times there are multiple companies. You have because
you have your credit card processor.
Exactly.
You have the swipe system.
Mm-hmm. People. Right. And so he noticed the fees kept going up to the point where they were almost at like 25%.
Wow.
And he called him and it was like, well, what's going on here? And it's like, oh, well, the deal you signed, you signed all this paperwork. There was, like this tiny print, and you signed all this paperwork, and the initial deal was only like for a few months.
Oh.
And then it went up. And he's already signed a contract. He can't get out of it.
Wow.
But he said never again. Now
this is the racket of the BMI. You signed up for 10 free tapes or 10-cent tapes.
Certainly, but so many businesses do this. This isn't unheard of. I think it just goes to say, really go over if you're going to get in bed with a company that's taking a cut.
You're going to get in bed with embed.
Oh, is it really called embed?
That's one of.
Okay. Just go over the fine print.
Absolutely.
I would even say if you have an attorney, man, maybe have him take a look at it.
That's just not like what I like to do. I like having an arcade where, you know what, I bought these mechs, I put them in my machines, and this is how they work. And I know what's going in, I know what's coming out, and it's very simple. And it's very simple for people who come and play at the arcade.
Right.
They know that one token is equivalent to 1 quarter, and you put it in, and you play, and you know that's what it costs. It's
for sure.
Because I want to run it in a way that, like, if I'm going to an arcade, that's how I want to be treated. I don't want to pay the 7.2 credits.
Right. It's always weird, right? Because you'll have like 2 credits left on the card, and 2 credits don't equal 50 cents, and you're trying to figure out, what's going on there. And everyone I've talked to at the Electric Bat, and it's over 100, tournament players, they prefer tokens and quarters. Mm-hmm. They complain about card systems, but there are pros and cons to all of it. See what works out for your location.
Yeah. I mean, it's an analog thing, right? People are coming to play an analog sport. We call it a sport. It's a game.
Right.
So let's keep it an analog experience.
We want that 80s and 90s feel, and
that's my feel.
70s feel, 60s feel.
Wow, we're getting crazy.
Is that it for that? Did we cover everything?
I think we covered everything. If I missed something, you can send us an email.
Let us know. Join the Discord. I did something new. I don't think I mentioned this on the last podcast. If you go to our website, electricbatarcade.com, there is now a podcast tab, and in that tab, it's not pretty. It's just quick and dirty, just some text and some links. But you can there are links to everywhere you can listen to or watch the podcast. Plus, there's a link to the Discord, so you can get in there. We've been getting all kind of messages from folks in other countries. Yeah. That's been fun.
It's been really cool.
Seeing what the pinball scene's like in New Zealand and wherever. Yeah. Hellhounds of Libra.
Oh, Roland's tournament. That was last weekend.
This was last Sunday, right?
That was so much fun.
A cool pinball tournament.
And I have to let everyone know that you did beat me.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
No, you didn't. There's no way.
Oh, I got in the finals.
You did.
I can't believe I got in the finals.
You did.
That was amazing.
So the finals were amazing race.
No, but what was the body, the meat and potatoes?
The qualifying.
That was just match play?
Max match play.
Max match play.
So that's head-to-head against
Man,
bunch of different people.
That is fun, and
Super fun.
I prefer Max Match Play to the Flip Frenzy because there's not a queue and you're not rushed to do anything. You can still run to the bar and grab a drink if you need to.
Going to the bathroom, it's always
Oh,
nice
that's
to be able to go to the
super
bathroom
important.
and not feel like you're screwing someone over. Like, what if there's a line for the bathroom? Yeah. So
Yep.
Max Match Play, way better than Flip Frenzy.
So how many? What was it? Rounds or
16 rounds.
16
for
rounds
qualifying.
of Max Play.
Max Match Play.
It's called Max MAX.
Yep, like maximum.
Max Match Play, and then the top 16 players
I think we did top 16.
went into Finals A.
Yeah, there was an A division finals, and then the 4 after that, assuming that they weren't highly ranked in the IFPA because there was a
Right.
cutoff.
There was a B division.
B division.
And Andrew won that one. Congratulations, Andrew.
Yeah. And then, so A division finals was Amazing Race.
This was interesting. I thought this was amazing.
That's why it's called Amazing Race.
It is. It's called Amazing Race. I can speak on this because I was in it. I was in the finals. Right? Did it just go off?
It just did a weird thing, but
Just did a weird thing?
It's cool.
Okay. Well, we can fix all that in post. What's interesting is I was the last person, right, to get into the finals.
Yes.
Okay, so in the Amazing Race, that means I was the first one to set a score on a machine.
Yes, the score to beat.
Right. So the way this works, and correct me if I'm wrong, there is a list of machines everybody's going to play. Well, if you get past the first game.
Right. There's a list.
Right.
Because the goal of this finals, actually was a semifinals, I guess, was to narrow the field down to the final 4.
Okay.
So there was 12 machines that the 16 people would compete on to see who could get through all of those.
So since I was at the bottom of the list, I was number 16. I was the first to play the first game, which was Meteor.
Yep.
And what I do is the first person to play sets the score for that machine. If anybody and everybody else needs to get above that score,
right?
And the person out of these 16 folks, the person with the lowest score gets kicked out.
That's right. They're eliminated.
Right. Which was tense for me, right? Because I had a crappy score.
It wasn't your best game on Meteor. It was.
So I set the bar low.
Very low.
I had a crappy score at Meteor, and I had to sit there on a stool.
Yes.
While 15 other people played.
Yeah.
And tried to beat my score.
And one by one, they almost all beat your score.
I survived.
Yes.
And so then you have 15 people move on to play the next game. Is that
right?
Is that
yes,
correct?
But it's going on like as soon as somebody beats your score, they move on to the next game.
Right.
So not everybody is waiting. It's constantly moving along. Yes.
This was a ton of fun, and I hope Roland did this tournament.
He ran it, yeah.
And I hope he does it again because what a cool concept.
One of the things that I loved about it is that even though I didn't make the finals, after you all were done, I went around and pretended because the scores were posted. The scores to beat were posted. So I just, coined up the machine, played one game. If I beat the lowest score, I moved along. And I figured out that had I been playing in finals with absolutely nothing at stake because it was just for fun, but I would have, I ended up about 5th or 6th. I don't remember which.
Very cool. That's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
So stick around.
You can, if you don't qualify, you can just see like,
virtually beat everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real easy whenever there's no stress because you're not actually.
And that was
finals.
the Hellhounds of Libra tournament.
Yeah.
I like how he themes these tournaments.
Yeah, I do too.
Roland does some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good deal.
Thanks, Roland.
And who won that tournament? Was it?
Was it Ben Clement?
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Ben from Tucson.
Tucson.
The Tucson, shout out to Ben and the Tucson pinball folks. We need to make a road trip. When your parents get back from overseas, because they live, they won't have a place to stay.
Yeah, right.
We should go play a tournament with those boys.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll come down and visit.
The Tucson Pinball Club. Is that what they call themselves?
I don't
They
think
call
so.
them something.
Yeah.
Or I think it's just Tucson Pinball.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tucson Pinball. You guys are great. We love it when you join us.
Yeah.
In the valley. It's a little warmer here. Yeah.
It is a little bit warmer.
We have a new game at the bat. We have a
They
new
just
game.
keep coming.
Not Venom. Venom's new.
Venom's new.
But that's not what we're going to talk about.
We got an even newer game.
We have an even newer game. Did it show? It showed up Tuesday.
Surprise!
Tuesday. So Aaron at Game Room Goodies called us.
You get a little message.
We got a text message. Galactic Tank Force is here. We were like, holy crap. Because we really didn't think this was going to happen.
Yeah, we thought we weren't even going to get it at all.
Okay, and we've heard people who have played it. We've heard mixed reviews. We've heard
airballs.
We've heard a lot of complaining about it. Some of our players had played it at some of our players who we really trust their opinions had played it at conventions, and were not excited about it. So we were like, man. But let's see what happens. We're very palms up. We're like, let's get in the truck and go pick this thing up. So thank you to Aaron for making this happen. He actually had to pull some strings because this machine was supposed to go on on tour.
Yeah,
right.
I think it was supposed to be a show circuit.
It was supposed to be on the show circuit, and he was able to secure it for us. And we opened it up. First thing, holy crap! This thing is beautiful.
Yeah. Franchi made a beautiful machine.
This is before we plugged it in. We're like looking at it. And we're like, we were blown away.
Before even that, though, let's talk about just getting the legs on this thing.
This is the heaviest machine I have ever felt in my life. I didn't even know they made plywood that thick.
We've unboxed Jersey Jacks. We've unboxed
I have
some Gottlieb System 80s. We didn't unbox them, but
I've unboxed over 60 Stern pinball machines in one night, which almost killed my back.
Yeah, we're still paying for that night.
We're still paying for that. This is the heaviest damn machine. It's built like a tank.
It is. So the plywood is like inch and a quarter.
Right on.
I don't know.
So it is heavy. Hey, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is
sturdy.
This thing is rock solid.
Yeah, punch it. It'll nothing's gonna happen.
So we set it up. I needed help. I had to actually get the dolly out, the engine lift to lift it up to put the legs on it. Usually I can just like lift it up and hold it on my hip. I was like, no, I'm not doing that to this. We set it up and like, this is before we plugged it in. We're like, man, this thing is super beautiful. Franchi is an amazing artist, one of the top pinball artists out there. And then we plug it in. Oh my God. Now, we have what's called the deluxe,
which is the lowest tier that got produced.
Right. So I think there's a standard which is actually below what we have.
I think they called that the classic, but I don't think they ever actually made it.
Okay, the classic. So we have the deluxe. Mm-hmm. It does not look like a tank. I know everyone's seen the one that looks like a tank.
The LEs or whatever they call that.
Right. That's the LE.
The collector's edition, maybe.
And then above the LE is the collector's edition, which comes with like a lunchbox and some other good stuff. Ours does not look like a tank, which I like the way ours looks.
Yeah, it looks cool.
It doesn't look so foolish.
I was trying to spin that more positively, but yes, it looks
like a pinball machine, and Franchi's art is amazing. This thing looks cool.
But my favorite part about it, well, one of my favorite parts is on the back box. There's like this ledge below the translite. I assume it's a translite. I don't think it's a back glass. Anyway,
I would assume so.
And it's got like these green LEDs that shoot down. It makes it look like you've got a console that you're controlling.
The surround around the display.
Right.
Man, that looks cool.
Yes.
It has this weird green light and it fits the whole campy theme. Mm-hmm. And the whole story, everything's like really fun and funny. But okay, so we back to the lights. We plug this thing in, and man, we thought Toy Story was bright. We thought Godfather was bright.
Those don't even. They don't hold a candle.
Well, you really on it this morning, huh? This machine has what's almost like Penn Stadium lighting.
Yeah.
On these rails, and it's kind of cool because it's not set into the sides like the Stern Expression lighting or I guess like Penn Stadium lighting. They're on these like risers on these. How would you explain it? Like these brackets that move with the whole play field. Anyhow, man, these things are bright. The light show is incredible. So then we start playing it.
No air balls.
No, I was about to say, I think they fixed.
They did fix it.
Everybody was complaining about all these issues, and so before this, we had only seen still photos, and I was really worried because part of the rules you have to destroy this tank, which is right in the middle, right in front of your flippers.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I mean, you're gonna get Drainos every time. That's not the case.
No.
And I guess the way it's the target, the stand-ups are kind of concave. You can safely hit that tank shot.
Yeah.
And we're getting 0 air balls.
Yeah. It's beautiful. You and I mean, we couldn't help but be influenced, I would say, by all of the feedback that we had heard over the last almost year. I thought it was fun. I thought it was very fun. And I just kept waiting like, well, where's all the parts people were complaining about?
Right.
It's fun.
They seem to have fixed them.
I think they fixed whatever the issues were. That's why it took so long to get back. They went back to the factory and said, you know what? It's not acceptable that we have all of these air balls and all of this other stuff. And also we're going to make it the brightest thing you've ever seen in your life. Put sunscreen on if you want to play this game, but not bright like I don't want to play it. Like bright like, wow, this is a show.
It's an attraction. And it, like when we first started putting a few Jersey Jacks in the arcade, and I talked about how, man, this really, it makes you want to, it's so bright, and definitely even the casuals are like, oh, I need to, they're like,
it's this glowing thing in the corner.
Yeah, you're like a mosquito.
Like a mosquito. Do you mean a moth or a mosquito?
Moth or mosquito.
We'll say mosquito.
Yeah, it works. So you put this thing in the tournament day one.
Yes.
Nobody has played this machine.
Yeah.
It's in the tournament. It was in a couple of rounds, and everybody had a great time.
Yeah, no problems with it.
And the whole thing below the flippers, where if you could, there's like a little skill shot there that saves your ball. It's interesting.
Yeah, if you drain the ball underneath your flippers, not down the middle, but underneath the actual flipper, there's a rollover switch there, and if you hit that switch while it's illuminated, you get your ball back. And I believe you collect bonus. We still don't have a ton of experience on this.
Yeah.
We were letting other people play it.
We're going today, right?
Today we will have...
I want to play it some more. Man,
we were going to work today, but now it's looking like Venom and Galactic Tank Force.
Yeah, we're going to play some games. I am pleasantly surprised.
Very, very, relieved a little bit. I mean, I wasn't super, because everybody wants to experience it, so I wasn't.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, very pleasantly surprised.
And
fun, cool, beautiful.
This is a Nordman game, is that correct?
It is Nordman.
Great job.
Yeah.
Great job, Nordman.
Great job, American.
Great job, American. Great job, Franchi. This is a very cool machine, and we're glad we have it. It will be exciting to see how it earns. Yeah. Because we got it almost at the beginning
of the month. Yeah. So let's see send us your votes. What do you think will do better, Galactic Tank Force or Venom for the month of October? Because those are both brand new games. This is sort of like the Foo Fighters' Godfather. Fight.
Good point.
So what do you think's going to happen? We'll take bets.
Yeah. Good deal. That's and we noticed the serial number. We have number 69, right? Which was funny. Well, is it not 69?
We actually don't have number 69.
Which one is it?
We have 63.
63.
But 6 and 3 add up to 9.
So they've only built like 63 of these, or I wonder if that's just 63 of the deluxe. Either way, that's not that many.
Not that many.
Yeah.
It's kind of a rare machine.
It's going to be like the rare gem of the pinball world. Like 20 years from now, the Galactic Tank Force.
Like we have some Spectrum. We have other games that the production was
extremely rare.
The hundreds, right? Extremely. This is way more rare than that.
Right.
But hopefully some people get a chance to play it and see that they've redeemed themselves on that airball issue and those other things, and the game will start showing up.
And I think kudos to them for actually backing up, where I think we know some pinball companies that would go, hey, let's just make it, right?
Yeah, let's roll the hot glue.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, screw it.
Yeah.
We've already
got the
screwed
money.
up. Let's just produce it and send it out there.
Send it out.
Good job, American and Nordman, and Franchi. And whoever else worked on this thing, David Fix and all those boys.
Like an entire lighting department. Had to be like the power company.
You guys impressed us. We're excited to play this thing some more. All right. We are moving right along. We're going to get into the mailbag. This is a great section where
mailbag.
We take questions and requests from friends and family all over the world.
Friends and family. Also people we don't know yet.
Yeah.
They can send them to us at electricbatarcade@gmail.com.
Yeah, and or the Discord.
There's a whole channel in the Discord.
If you join the Discord, there's a channel called Batcast, and we chat about the podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
Send your questions.
And we have a general chat where you just chat about anything. We talk about bananas and what have you. We have a home gaming channel. Tournament directors channel. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. Get into some nuts and bolts of running a tournament, and it's cool to see what's going on there. The first piece of mail from our mailbag. If people actually wanted to write us a letter, can they do that?
Yeah, they could send it to the Electric Bat Arcade. Our address is on the website.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, send us a letter. I would love to open something up.
Yeah, we'll open it on the air.
Yeah,
surprise.
Right, we don't know what it is. It might be obscene. We're still going to open it. Yeah?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Arcade Carl.
That's not a request for obscene.
No. Yeah, don't send us anything screwed up. Arcade Carl. I think he's in Australia. Do you know about this?
Arcade Carl. He's my mate in Australia.
He said, I really wish we had an arcade like yours here, which is Australia. However, pinball in Australia is bullshit expensive.
Crikey.
Wanted to let you know just how much they are. He's talking about the pinball machines. I think you would find prices interesting. And he sent us a link to his local distributor, pinball.
Okay.
And somewhere in here, I thought you had the pricing in here.
So I don't know. I don't remember what it is in Australian dollars.
Right.
But I do know that on that website, they're paying for a pro. They're paying about $7,700 American dollars, the equivalent.
USD.
US American dollary dues. $7,700 compared to ours is about $6,800 to $7,000.
So it's about $1,000, which is not uncommon. I mean, all these machines are built in the States,
right? It costs an insane amount of money to ship.
So do they get a better deal on Haggis? Isn't Haggis an Australian company?
I don't know what they get if they do, because they don't have to ship it over here.
Yeah, but this is common. I remember when at Marco, when we were selling parts overseas, you had to deal with customs, shipping costs.
Right.
Stuff even in Canada.
Yeah.
They get taxed hard, and that sucks.
Yeah.
We feel your pain.
Yeah.
Carl, but to make it up to you. You can fly out here and hang out with us, and you can play these machines for American quarters or buy some tokens.
Cale's gonna pay your tournament entry fee. If you make the flight, he's gonna spot you the dollar.
I'll spot you I'll pay for the machines too. It's like $5, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the great thing about a pinball tournament?
Yes. Tuesday night.
Really, if you come to a Tuesday night with a $20 bill.
Oh, then that's enough for both of us.
Right, but you're going to spend about $5 playing games, and that leaves the rest for the wonderful food we have at Yucca Tap Room and then some beverages. Couple.
Or dollars for stall ball.
Oh, that's great. Michael Bauer is super into that. After every tournament, if he's there, he gets a stall ball tournament going on. And it's $2, $2 stall ball, and they had 20 people in it.
Man, that was a huge line. I was fixing something. I just saw this long line going around the arcade.
So Matt won it. Creamer Dreamer. He won it. And,
Skater Matt.
Yeah, Skater Matt. And he got $40.
That's so cool.
But everybody's excited. Stall ball's great.
Stall ball's really fun.
Stall ball. We'll talk about stall ball later and tell people how to play on that thing, like on another episode, because we have to move right along. We have a lot of mailbag stuff going on.
Let's go. Let's moving right along.
Here we go. This is from Scott Solomon.
Okay.
It came through the email. Pin buying advice, please.
Oh.
Thanks for the great episodes. You're very welcome, Scott. We enjoyed doing them. It's a lot of fun. Very happy to see you keeping the pinball party spirit alive. Pinball party spirit's still there, though. Yeah, Jason, just yesterday, Jason released a new episode. Go check it out. Search Pinball Party. He's not on the Pinball Network anymore, so just search Pinball Party Podcast on Spotify or whatever you listen to your podcasts on. He had a real cool episode about creativity and pinball. He was talking about the re-releasing Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And talking about all that good stuff. And it's short. Yeah, he had a nice little short episode. It's a good listen. It's all
for your commute.
For your commute, check it out. Pinball Party Podcast. It's still there, having a good time. It's not on like a regular schedule. He says he's gonna do it whenever he feels like it. And that's how you should do it.
Yeah. That's how we do it.
That's how we do it. We feel like it right now.
Yeah.
So that's why we're doing it. We're here. We're doing a podcast because we feel like it. If we didn't feel like it, we'd be doing something else. Yeah. Right? We'd be playing Galactic Tank Force and Venom.
We're kind of known for doing whatever we feel like. Sometimes for better, for worse.
Yep. Old Scott's question. I was hoping you could help with some advice on the next pin to add to my collection. I've been playing in more tournaments and really enjoying the experience, but I found that while I can do well on modern games, I tend to be terrible on older games. I always tell, you know where I'm going to go with this. I always tell people to do this.
I'm not sure why you're even posing this to me because I know that you're going to answer this question.
I'm particularly bad at early solid states. What games do you suggest to add that would give me a good opportunity to practice? Thank you, Scott S. And Scott is for Scott Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
I currently have Godzilla, Jurassic Park, Aerosmith, and World Cup Soccer, if that helps. What a cool collection.
Yeah.
I love dog soccer.
Dog soccer.
And we have all of those games. Godzilla, Jurassic Park, and Aerosmith. They're all cool.
I think we might have a dog soccer on the way.
Oh, that's a little secret there.
Oh.
Is it a secret?
Well, it's also not confirmed.
It's not confirmed. But I love it. Would be the first Papa Duke game in the bat. And I've been wanting a Papa Duke game forever. But you wouldn't let me get one, right?
That's basically true. Yeah.
Because you think Circus Voltaire's ugly.
Yes.
You don't mind what's the magic box one?
I think you mean Tales of the Arabian Nights.
No, the chick with the tiger and the magic the box.
Theater of Magic.
Theater of Magic. It's a kind of like a one-trick pony for tournaments, right? The ramp and
it's fine. It's fun. It's not
Theater of Tales of Arabian Nights. You love, but a nice one's going to cost you like $20,000.
I think it's fine. I think it's beautiful.
I love
I like little things that shoot up.
Yeah, that capture the ball.
Yeah,
he came up with
there was some cool stuff,
some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So Scott, and I tell everybody this, and this is great if you want to get good at tournaments. I think you have to have a modern Stern because what tournament is not going to have the latest
Stern? They're so good,
and they're so much fun. You just get
a lot of replayability.
Just get a damn Godzilla, right?
Let's cut to the chase. Buy Godzilla.
But get something fast with ramps, and that's most of the time is going to be a modern Stern, and then the second game you should have in your collection is a classic Bally or Gottlieb.
And what you're saying is, since he has 4 games, he's already waited for too long, because this should be game number 2
It should be
in the
number
collection.
2.
If it's not the first one, because money sometimes dictates that you're going to get an older game first.
For sure.
I agree.
Yeah.
When you say a Gottlieb, I think you're talking about a Gottlieb System 1. My favorite one of that era is Joker Poker. I think that is, if anybody is going to have any game, well, that's my favorite Gottlieb. I'll just say that.
That's an amazing game. And as far as like classic Bally's,
geez, all of them.
yeah, right.
Matahari,
Nitro Ground Shaker, Frontier if you can find one.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are gonna be spendy.
Viking,
they're great, but some of the less expensive
not a Spectrum. Ones. Even though that is a classic Bally, that's a weird game. Don't get
the gimmicky games as your
Knight Rider.
Those are all really fun games because they help you time your shots, and he may even be talking about like System 11, some of that era too, which I think that's another era that you should have in your collection. Like, get a diner.
Oh yeah,
a diner or an F-14.
Okay,
something. I think it's good to have all of the eras represented. Maybe not electromechanical, only because the parts is different.
Right. They're heavy.
And they're heavy, and they're not as fun, in my opinion. Beautiful. I think it's great to have all of those eras represented. If you have room for 5 games, make 3 of them not modern Stearns.
Sure. Yeah. Throw in a creature.
Yeah, get a WPC game, get a System 11 game, get a classic Bally game, and then have your 2 favorite modern Stearns.
And that'll cover almost anything you're going to see in a tournament.
Yeah.
Unless they throw in a hoops.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. But don't you think it's fun, just depending on whatever mood you're in? Sometimes I'm in the mood for a Bally. Sometimes you want to have a game for every mood.
Yeah, that's a good advice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for the question, Scott S. And thank you for listening, and we appreciate you being a part of this. This is for the people. Yep. We don't do this for us. This is for the people, so they can get some enjoyment out of this. And
see behind the curtain.
Yeah, I feel like we're all part of a big pinball gang.
Yes.
Don't you feel that way?
A big pinball gang.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do feel that way.
Next question is from Discord.
All right.
Love the Discord. You're really, the Discord's popping off, isn't it?
I love it.
We have almost like 200 people in there chatting about pinball, having a fun time. We also talk about video games. We have a home gaming channel, and
there's all kinds of things.
All kind of good stuff. We have Doug PDX on the Discord. Happy Monday. He sent this on Monday. It wasn't too long ago. You guys are great.
Oh, I like where this is going.
Okay.
Tell me more.
That was it.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
That would have been good, though, huh? Wouldn't that be funny if that's all he said? And then he ghosted us.
Yeah. Sayonara, suckers.
Thank you, Doug. Enjoyed you on the pinball party. And don't forget, the pinball party hasn't gone anywhere. Go listen to Jason, man. He's having a good time updating the podcast there. Enjoyed you on the pinball party. I'm very happy you guys kept going with your own podcast. I'm a new operator. Just set up my first 4 machines a week ago.
Cool.
My question is, how do you handle noise and volume settings on machines? Have you tried using acoustic foam inside the machine to dampen unwanted flipper and bumper noise? I've heard of people doing that.
Really?
Yeah, people that live in apartments. I've heard of that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Many of these pins have great soundtracks, but it seems like a hopeless battle trying to increase the sound volume, only to have it drowned out by the machine noise when more people are playing. Also curious if you have hard floors at the bat or if you use commercial carpet. Thanks for the question, Doug.
Carpet would be gross at the bat. We have hard floors.
We have concrete. Yeah, so that's that. And we do not put sound dampening foam inside the cabinets. I've heard of people doing that years and years ago. I don't know if they still do, but Marco Specialties sells it.
Are you talking about like egg crate?
Like the stuff we ordered from from Marco.
Yeah.
Years ago. Got a box of it. and we use that at one of our locations. Excuse me.
On the ceiling.
We did. Well, we have found we haven't had an issue with players complaining, but sometimes bar staff, especially
in the morning.
The Electric Bat in Tempe is open at 6 a.m. and the machines are all on a timer. When they fire up and all the attract sounds come on, it could annoy some patrons and bar staff.
Yeah.
We have run into that. And in our second location, we solved it by adding sound dampening foam to the ceiling where the machines are. That has helped out a huge amount.
Yeah. Yeah, so it depends on your setup. If you have a dedicated room, then I would put some acoustic maybe on the ceiling, whatever would be appropriate for you. But in the game itself, we don't. And it really matters, like, if you're in the front part of a restaurant versus the front part of a loud bar, those are two very different needs. Turn it up so you can hear the games, and then if everybody's playing all at once and you have to listen a little bit harder, then you have to listen a little bit harder. Just find that balance. Bring some friends down and everybody get on there and see what feels best.
But also, I would maybe experiment with the foam inside. Do it on one of the machines, because that's going to cut down on the boominess.
Yeah.
That's going to tighten the bass a little bit, so it's not, spreading all these mid-tones all over the arcade. It's going to tighten things up a little bit. Maybe try it on one.
Yeah.
And
let us know.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. And that was from my boy Doug.
Congratulations
PDX.
on starting operating. That's cool.
Yeah. Really love that. Because it is so important. And I thought about this when we started doing this, and it's sort of like operator centric. It is really important to get these things on the machine to keep this alive. We don't want to see it go away again. And find old machines, get them running, put them out there. Make a little money with it, but most importantly, let people play them. Because we've seen this. This is truly how you grow this industry, how you grow the sport. Have people play the machines. I can't tell you how many of our players became owners after playing the machines at the Electric Bat. They end up buying them. They put them at their homes, and some are even talking about starting to operate them.
Yeah,
it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and we all want to keep the fun alive. Gutter Ghoul. He always. I get a little sip of my unfiltered water here.
I wish you had a filter.
I tell you what, filter. It's good for the water. It's bad for me. Yeah. I wouldn't be no fun with the filter. Questions. The Bat being a college town for both Tempe and Flag has to be an upside. Was that strategic? Is there such a thing as the perfect location? I think there is such a thing as the perfect location, but we really didn't.
We're not it.
We didn't have a choice. So the folks that aren't familiar with Tempe, ASU is in Tempe. We're not close to ASU. Well, we're not. Yeah. Would you call it close? We're not close. Like
we're 3 miles away. I think about 3 miles away.
But
we're not. So if you've heard of Mill Avenue, which sometimes people we are technically right off Mill Avenue, but we are much further south. So it's not. That's not what.
Yeah,
we're not. We don't. Long story short, we don't see much bump from college folks at either place.
Nope.
The Flagstaff location is 21 and over all the time, and when you're in college, there's a whole lot of 18 to 20 and a half that you're in college. You can't even come and play in our arcade up there. And
from what we've seen. With the college scene, they're looking for a different kind of bar and club.
Yeah, that's really pinball is not what is in your head when you're at that time of your life. So nope, didn't benefit us.
Now, what about in Flagstaff? What school is there?
NAU. Northern Arizona University, another big state school.
I don't know if we get a huge bump from that or not.
We don't.
Yeah.
We're not a college bar.
There you go. There's your answer.
There are college bars.
Now I know.
Yeah, in Flagstaff, and we're not it. We're more of an industry bar in Flagstaff, and so no.
Cool. He's got another question.
Oh.
Gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a strategy to machine placement in the location? Better to have big earners front and center or in the back? There is. I don't know if we figured out the science to it, but there is. I mean, it's just like any place, like the Gap or the
Trader Joe's.
supermarket. There's things are placed in strategic locations.
Yes, and we sometimes, for us, we mix them around more often to make it so that it's less packed on tournament nights. We try and spread out the games that are going to be in certain rounds, so that way everybody isn't in a particular area for a single round.
Right.
We do, move games around from time to time and see what happens.
Sure. But now if it's a new release like Venom or when Keith Elwin releases a game, you could hide that in the corner.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
I could put it behind a door. People are going to find it and
you can
play
put it in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Do you remember you had a
No.
Didn't you have, was it ZapCon?
Yes.
You guys put a machine in the bathroom?
We did.
For when you're waiting because there's long lines.
Yeah, we put a strikes and spares in the bathroom.
Yeah, people can play the game. That was smart.
Yeah. It was the men's bathroom, but I had to go in and fix it.
Sure.
It's a good time.
Now, I can tell you there's no like exact science to this with the pinball arcade in general, but I will tell you this. When we opened Venom, we were like, we wanted this on an end cap.
Yes.
It looked cool.
Same with Galactic Tank Force.
I was about to say, same with, when we opened up Galactic Tank Force, we were like, we have to put this on an end cap where people can see the cabinet art. See it, and not only the cabinet art, the advantage to putting it on an end cap is somebody else can really watch you.
Yeah, you can stand next to. We do try and put new games on the end, so that way you can stand around and learn how to play it. You know, one of the things in the swipe system sent me in that how I'm going to increase my revenues by 38%. It was talking about game placement and game density, and it alluded to the Walmart model.
I have a feeling these guys are working with the big box arcades.
I know they are.
Do you call them that now? Like your Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
And what else is out there?
There's a few.
Pins Mechanical.
That's one.
We played at a Pins Mechanical. Was that a card system?
I don't even remember. It was a long time ago.
And that's a chain of a very, very cool arcade, and they have duck pin bowling and all that. I can't remember. Actually, we weren't paying. The company was.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We were,
maybe that's why I don't remember.
We were there with Marco Specialties.
Yeah, there's like main event. All those, there's all kinds of big box. I think you should call them big box arcades.
Okay.
And they all need a swipe system because that would be way too much labor and...
Oh, could you imagine? I would quit.
Well, also because you're employing like 15-year-olds and...
13 tons of tokens.
Yeah.
Man, could you imagine? I used to go to Showbiz when I was a kid.
Same.
Man, the behind the scenes of that, and I bet that was insane. And you have to keep the little the
guys,
robots,
the
the robots
singers.
Running, all that good stuff. I heard lots of good stories about that. This is still Gutterghoul.
Okay.
You ready for this one?
Sure am.
It's a repair question.
Ooh.
You'll love this one.
Okay.
What are the repairs you never want to see?
Oh,
it's
stuff
like board stuff, right?
Board stuff.
Smoke.
Yeah, stuff I don't want to see is something on a board that's a hard board that you can't replace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to see that, and I don't want to see metal that has sheared because that's going to require some welding if you're lucky.
So our toughest repairs are, board issues, which I don't get too much into. This is your forte.
Yeah.
You're having to get out a meter and figure out which transistor's blown, and then, luckily it's, what do they call it? Through hole
components.
Which we can repair.
Yes.
When modern machines have surface mounted components, chips and all that good stuff, and transistors, that's a little bit harder to repair. You have to, or even if you do repair it.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to be repairing any surface mount issues.
Yeah.
That's beyond my... Tools.
What the second part of this? What steps can operators go through to minimize these issues? First thing, what everybody should do, and especially if you're shopping for a pinball machine, this is like number one: remove the batteries.
Yes.
Boom.
Absolutely.
Make
the batteries, take them off board.
Right. And if you're going to, I don't know what machine you're going to buy, but look in there, see if it's real obvious. You're going to see something with like 3 AA's. Hopefully they're not leaking. A lot of times they leak. The acid gets on the board, destroys the board. Then you have to rerun the traces. Get why do we have balloons on our...
That's what... I don't know.
Did you see that before?
I saw some weird thumbs up things.
It just shot balloons all over the screen. That was weird. All right, that's another...
I don't know if the people are going to see that or not.
That's another thing we're going to have to fix in post. That was weird. So, what steps can operators go through to minimize these issues you're having, the board issues or what have you? Take the batteries off of the board, and either look into NVRAM. I know that's a solution. Mm-hmm. Just Google NVRAM, or I think our friend Rob makes that stuff. Or just mount the batteries somewhere else. Take them off of the board, and run wires up to where they did exist.
Which you can buy those from Marco or battery packs. The serious issue is metal, like you're saying, metal shearing, welds failing. Unless you have a welding machine, there's not a whole lot you can do when welds on a mechanism break. So get to know your local welder. If you find a local welder somewhere, you can probably get stuff welded for like $30 or $40 because these are tiny things. There's a lot of disassembly involved. Usually, if you have to weld something, that usually means you need to take off a bunch of components. So it's always that's not the most fun thing to fix. And the stuff you can do to prevent that, not necessarily the welds breaking. Some of that is just totally out of your control. Just make sure everything is tight all the time. We go through machines every week. We don't go through every machine every week, but always be tightening. Tighten the screws, tighten your mechs, just because if there's some play in there, then something is going to break. If everything is nice and tight,
for sure,
then there's less stress on the components.
Right. Take one day, lift the play field, tighten up everything on the bottom side, shut it.
Everything on the top side.
Well, I like to break it up. So the next day, do all your top sides.
See, I like to do it one time with the glass off.
Yeah. I do things a little bit differently.
That's true. You're your own individual.
Yeah. I am. This is from Pinball Conspiracy. I like that. That should be a podcast.
Yeah.
Pinball Conspiracies.
Yeah. Aliens. Are they in our machines?
Pinball Conspiracy. The folks that left that little exclamation point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to see, it's a mystery pinball company. We're going to see it at Expo. We'll see what goes on with that. Okay, so this is from Pinball Conspiracy. This is via the email, electricbatarcade at gmail.com, right?
Yep.
Electricbatarcade at gmail. Can't remember what digital level you guys recommended back on the pinball party. This is easy. Go to electricbatarcade.com, click on the Tools tab, and there you'll see the link where you can go to Amazon and buy that thing. I think it's made by...
It's made by Klein.
Klein. Yeah, you like their tools.
I do. I like Klein.
Klein's good stuff. Also, what is the best way to calibrate? Our location has a somewhat warped floor. I've never seen a plumb floor.
Yeah.
They're all screwed up. With leveling, I look around and ask myself, how do I know if anything around here is truly flat to begin with? Okay. This is a big issue.
And you don't really worry
everywhere.
about the floor. The floor being unlevel, guess what? They're all going to be unlevel. So put your level on the playfield and get it level left to right. And just whatever that works out to on the floor. And we have some places in some parts of the bat where the floor is significantly unlevel. So we have rubber cups on those games because if you slide those around it will get out of level
Correct.
very quickly. So that can be a solution for you too if you have kind of the rolling floors.
No floor is 100% level, but also no machine. I mean, it's just, there's so much going on. Even in a brand new machine, you can, we have a very accurate digital level. You bring it to the front of the machine. It's completely, it's at 0.0. 0.0. You move it back a little. It's, 0.2. You move it back a little bit more. So no machine's going to be like dead crazy level. You just get as close as possible. And is he the one that mentioned carpet? I don't know. Somebody mentioned carpet. Oh, the other guy.
Yeah, earlier.
Carpet is very unlevel because you have what is this stuff?
The pile.
The pile, the padding underneath, the foam padding, and even on commercial carpet, it's all kind of just because.
Some parts are more compressed.
Especially from having a 250-pound machine on top of them.
Sure.
So you'll move the machine, level it. Oh, it's perfect. Somebody slides it over and it goes back into the little divot.
Yeah.
And now it's unlevel again, according to where you have it set. I know folks. It's funny. Kyle Spiteri at Stern. I asked him what level he used because he's been operating machines for a long time. He doesn't use a level. He sets up a machine and plays it. If it feels good, there you go.
I think that's a very common old school operator thing to do.
Or some people
roll a ball down the middle.
It. So it's never going to be dead on. I don't think any machine is going to be dead on level.
But you can get it within 0.1, 0.2 degrees if you would like to. And the other cool thing about that digital level is that you can see, is my machine set up at 6, 6.5, 7 degrees? The pitch is it's a fun thing to
But
to know.
When we're leveling machines, we start out the front leg levelers, we screw them all the way in, and then we just kind of eyeball the back ones to get them kind of even, but especially on the modern machines, we want to give it. I guess any machine we have to have them kind of fast at the bat because we're playing tournaments in them. But we kind of eyeball the back leg levelers, and then we start using a level to get to where we are.
To refine it.
Yeah, to get to a point that we like, and then we make sure. On at least the front leg levelers, we add another nut to keep people from adjusting it themselves. Because some people will jack up the front legs to make the game more
flat.
Yeah. Decrease the pitch. I think they can hit things easier like that. So we crank those down to keep that from happening. That's a little tip you guys might want to deal with. Thank you so much. Pinball Conspiracy. I like that the name there. The next question is from Colin, and it's about marketing.
Oh, that's a whole other episode.
Okay, that's a whole nother thing.
It's a marketing episode, so we're gonna get.
I wasn't
to that.
even supposed to read that far.
That's right.
Yeah, but it's here in my notes.
Okay, so marketing episode. We still have one of those coming up. Send some more marketing questions our way. electricbatarcade@gmail.com.
That'll be the next one. That'll be interesting because we can talk about the mystery pinball company. What do we think about their marketing? Yay or nay? Is it working?
Yeah.
Are people talking about it? Are people excited? We'll find out at Expo in a couple of weeks. Huh?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So send us specifically your marketing questions.
Yep. Thank you all for joining us. This has been another outrageous, absolutely fantastic episode of the Electric Batcast and the Electric Bat Library. Thank you to our sponsors. Game Room Goodies. Mention us.
Yeah. To
Game Room Goodies, and they'll knock a few $100s off your game.
Yeah. If you're local.
If you're local. You have to be in Arizona. Is it all Arizona or is it just the Valley?
I'm not sure. It said local to Arizona.
Local to Arizona. Give them a call. Mention us. Mention you heard about. You mentioned you heard this ad on this podcast, and they're gonna hook you up. They're gonna give you a little discount. Really appreciate Aaron and Fred and all the crew at Game Room Goodies for all the help. And thank you, as always, to Marco Specialties. Everything pinball. If you need any pinball parts, call those folks up. They have the best customer service in the industry. If you're looking for, the weirdest parts, they will help you find it. If they don't have it, they'll help you find it. We used to do that all the time.
Yeah. You'd research.
We find stuff
else on
eBay and be like, here, we don't have this, but here you go. They're all about keeping these machines running, keeping the dream alive. Thank you for all the hard work, and we can't wait to join you guys at Expo in Chicago, where they're teaming up with Stern again. We're gonna have the big Stern Marco booth. It's gonna be a great party. Come out, hang out with us. We're all gonna be there. The whole crew. Who we have? I think Marco might even come. The Marco.
Oh,
I've been talking to him, trying to get him out there. He's so busy.
no kidding.
He doesn't have a lot of time to travel,
Okay.
but we hang out with Emoto, Kyle, and Paul, and all the gang there. Hopefully, what if Steve could come? Pinball Steve.
That would be great.
Pinball Jesus. That would be great. Anyway, thank you guys for sponsoring the show. We really appreciate it. We appreciate what all you guys are doing to keep pinball alive. We are about to head to the arcade.
Yeah.
Play a little Venom and Galactic Tank Force.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat you.
We'll see you guys next time. The bats are out.
See ya.